Hello guys, welcome to this class. Today we are going to discussing law of conservation of momentum, shortly called LCM. So first of all, we should know about the momentum. What is momentum? Momentum is nothing but the product of mass and velocity is called momentum. So momentum we are going to represent it with a letter P. P is nothing but the product of mass and velocity. T bar is equals to m into b bar. So momentum is a vector physical quantity and it depends upon the reference frame also, means depends upon the observer. So momentum is a relative physical quantity. Now change in momentum, when the body momentum is changes, if the body is moving with uniform velocity, like I'm taking an object, it's moving with v meter per or else 5 meter per second, its mass is 5 kg and it is moving everywhere with the same velocity, that is 5 meter per second, and there is no change in its mass, then what is its initial momentum? So 5 is a 25 kilogram meter per second, and what is its final momentum? So 5 is a 25 kilogram meter per second. So what is the change in momentum? Change in momentum is nothing but final momentum minus initial momentum. So final momentum is 25 minus initial momentum is 25. If the body is in uniform motion, then change in momentum is 0. As well as if the body at rest, then there is no change in momentum, that is equals to, also we can consider is 0. If a body at rest, its momentum is 0. If a body is moving with uniform velocity, then its change in momentum is 0. So now, law of conservation of momentum. What is law of conservation of momentum? If there is no external force acting on the object, then total momentum of the object is always constant. Then this is known as law of conservation of momentum. Let us suppose take two objects of masses m1 and m2. They are going in the same direction with a velocity u1 and u2. So when they are going in the same direction with the different velocities having the different masses, there is a condition to collision the two bodies here. Collision means interacting, or else it is hitting each other. So what is the condition? For example, u1 u1 less than u2. If you are taking the first body velocity is smaller than the second body velocity, then the bodies does not come close to each other. So there is no chance to collide the two bodies. And another condition, if you are checking, then both the bodies having the same velocity, like u1 is equals to u2. Here also, then the two bodies does not collide with each other. If first body velocity is greater than second body velocity, then this one hit the body, then only there might be a chance to hit each other. So there is a collision takes place when u1 velocity is greater than u2, means first body velocity should be greater than second body velocity, then collision takes place. So here this is the condition that u1 should be greater than u2. So now its initial momentum. What is its initial momentum? Momentum is nothing but the product of mass and velocity. Initial momentum of the first body m1 u1. And what is the initial momentum of the second body? P1 dash, P1 double dash. First body, second body. Initial momentum of the second body m2 u2, and they are approaching each other. They are moving in the same direction, but the condition is u1 greater than u2. So because of this condition, one body is approaching this body, first body approaching the second body, and a collision takes place between the two bodies. They come close to each other and they interact with each other. Here velocities will be interchanged for the two bodies, like it's one of the body, we don't know that we are taking its first body velocity after interacting the two bodies v1, and second body velocity we are considering as v2. Then here, what is the force acting on the first body by the second body? Same force will act on the second body by the first body. According to Newton's third law, for every action there exists equal and opposite reaction. So whatever the force is acting on this body by this one, same force will act on this one by this one. So now here, what is the final momentum of the first body? m1 v1. What is the final momentum of the second body? m2 v2. Initial momentum of the first body m1 u1 and initial momentum of the second body m2 u2. Final momentum of the first body after collision, these two are before collision and these two we are taking after collision. So final momentum of the first body m1 v1 and the final momentum of the second body m2 v2. After collisions, the velocities will be interchange. So interchange means there might be a change. There is a change in momentum for the bodies after collision. So now, according to law of conservation of energy, total momentum is always constant. That we are going to prove here. So before momentum, before collision, what is the momentum for the bodies? Means pi dash, pi double dash. So both we have to add, that is nothing but m1 u1 plus m2 u2. That should be equals to momentum of the two bodies after collision. That we have to show here. So for that, let us see. We are taking here what is the force acting on the first body by the second body. Same amount of force will act on the second body by the first body also. So it means action and reaction takes place over here when the collision takes place. So from that we are going to get into it. According to Newton's third law, F12 is equals to minus F21 we can. So force acting on the first body by the second body is equals to force acting on the second body by the first body. So this is F12 is equals to minus F21. But here negative sign is telling that both are in opposite direction. So the reaction force takes place opposite is the action. So in Newton's third law, for every action there exists equal and opposite reaction. Equal, these two are equal but in opposite directions. So now F12, we know from Newton's second law, rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to force acting on the object. F is directly proportional to delta P by delta T, or else, so some constant K can come here, so that value we know, delta P by delta T also we can write. So this we are going to write here. So from here we F12 is equals to minus F21, and so this we are applying for the first body and as well as we are applying it for the second body also. F12 means delta P1, then F21. So simply delta P1 I am taking this one and delta P2 I am taking this one. So F21 as delta P2 by delta T. F12 is nothing but delta P1 by delta T we are taking. So write these values here. F12 delta P1 by delta T is equals to F21 delta P2 by delta T. So delta T is the interaction time of the between the two bodies. So now how much force acting on the first body by the second body, same time the force will act on the second body by the first body. So delta T, here the time interval between the forces is same. And next one is delta P1 is equals to delta P2. Delta P1, delta P2. What about delta P1? Change in momentum of the first body and change in momentum of the second body. So minus negative sign is there. So change in momentum of the first body. Before collision, its initial momentum is just we have written, that is delta P1 is equals to change in momentum of the first body. Means first of all Pi is equals to m1 u1. Change in momentum of the first body, change in momentum of the initial momentum of the first body m1 u1, final momentum of the first body m1 v1. After collision, its velocity is changes to v1 we are taking. Initial velocity of the first body is v1 and final velocity of the first body is v1 after collision. This is before collision and this is after collision, and there is a change in momentum delta p 1 is equals to final momentum minus initial momentum, that equal to m1 v1 minus m1 u1. So let us write here instead of delta p1, as well as like same for delta p2 also, m2 v2 minus m2 u2 we can write. So delta p1 delta p2, so we are going to write those two equations in this formula. So delta p1 m1 v1 minus m1 u1 is equals to minus m2 v2 minus m2 u2. So negative sign multiply inside the equation, then m1 v1 minus m1 u1 is equals to minus m2 v2 minus into minus, this becomes plus m2 u2. And after that initial momentum of the first body, second body before collision, I am going to write the terms one side, and rest of the terms I am going to write other sides. Like m1 v1 we are going to keeping here only. So m1 v1 minus m2 v2 transpose this side, then that becomes plus m2 v2 is equals to minus m1 v1 transpose outside, that becomes plus m1 u1. Already here plus m2 u2 is here, then m2 u2. So m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equals to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equals to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is nothing but this is m1 u1, initial momentum of the first body before collision, that is p1 dash, plus what about this two, m2 u2, this is also initial momentum of the second body before collision, is equals to what about this m1 v1, final momentum of the first body after collision, plus this is final momentum of the second body after collision. So sum of the momentum before collision is equals to sum of the momentum after collision. So simply total momentum is always constant. Whatever the momentum it is there for the two bodies before collision, will get after collision also same amount of momentum. So this is nothing but law of conservation of momentum, and here the condition is first body should maintain more velocity than the second body to get the collision, as well as, and this is applicable when there is no external force acting on the objects, then total momentum is constant, and this is known as law of conservation of momentum. Thank you.